Oh, good for you.
It's time for...
Is it worth it? Let me work it. I put my thing down, flip it and reverse it. Baby, I'm worth it.
The price is wrong.
Oh, welcome to the CommanderSmiths. Oh, it's going to do my delay thing. God dang it.
We are the commanders.
It's a little faster. I'm Adam Smith.
And I'm Larry Smith.
Don't worry.
We're cousins.
Guess what? Guess what fucking happened just now? Do you see do you see our Malort meter for the Great Henge giveaway? Well, while we were doing the the intro stuff.
Blind.
Yeah. Oh, you're green blind.
Yeah. I don't even know if that's green or not. I'm just guessing.
It's all the way green. Yes, it is all the way green. Tad donated. Great. Well, he put money in for the raffle, so I got to add Tad's name 25 times to our thing here, and we got to give some shit away here. And what that also means is we're gonna have to take a Malort shot. So,
do we have to?
Yeah, I mean that's what we said we would do if once we hit it.
Yeah, but Trump's in office, and we can lie all the time now.
Yeah. Oh, politics jokes. God dang it! It's as soon as I hit the going live shit, my stuff just goes bonkers. But should we just get this out of the way then? Since we hit it here, this is episode 361, by the way. Larry, why don't you tell everybody what we're doing today, and then we will hit this up.
Oh, here. I was hoping you would tell me what we're doing. I don't know. No, okay. So there's new precons for Aetherdrift. Two, I would probably say pretty high quality ones. I didn't look at Adam's, so very big guess on his part. So he's doing the zombie one. I'm doing the energy one. But also we have the Hatsune Miku secret layer that has been released or spoiled or whatever. And then we will talk about that a little bit to start off. But yeah, we're going to do talk about the deck, 3 new cards that we like, what the value is in it. And both the decks will happen in that regard. And then we will do a budget upgrade and an unlimited upgrade for the precons. And then that would also be on the second half of that. So we have a long episode. No, yes. It's probably going to go about 3 hours like we normally do.
Yeah.
And
we don't have Stump the Smith Savant. So, okay.
We don't have Stump the Smith.
I have copied
so I can't drag it out.
Your first 10. So now I'm pasting the next 10, which was last week's. And now you've done 25. So I'm going to do it 1, 2, and 5 more times. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It looks like it didn't save my Grizz, and Bill from Woodbury also donated $5 last week. So Grizz has 5 times here. So let's get 5 of that. So there's 1.
Oh, no. I got to go get my Malort. I grabbed the rum.
Okay, I'll get this. So Grizz, we got
Where'd
2.
all the rum go?
Whoops. Let's move this back a little bit. 2, 3, 4, 5, and Bill from Woodbury, we have 5 more for you as well. So Bill from Woodbury, and we'll do 5 there, and then we should be all set to do this raffle of Bury. There we go. And what we'll do, Lowry, you're gonna give me a number of times I'm gonna shuffle these, and then we're gonna do a number of times I'm gonna hit it as 3, 4, and 5. Oh, it did 6. Go back. Okay, let me make sure I got 5 from Bill from Woodbury. Make sure it's all even. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is 6. Get rid of 1 more there. All right. We're doing this live. We're doing it live. Okay, Lowry, how many times should I hit the shuffle button that'll mix up all their names?
I think 3 is generally pretty good.
Okay,
Like,
so I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3. Okay, how many times do you want me to spin it?
I think you said 3 times as well. And
Okay.
I think that's fairly good.
Okay, all right, gang, here we
This
go.
is for
Let's
for
do that.
the
Good point. Let's get that out here. So we got the party tree and foil, which is the Great Henge right there from the Lord of the Rings set. So one of these folks here, thank you guys for donating and trying to win the raffle. We're going to start a new one on Monday. Finally, we'll have a Monday cast for one time, and then I'm going to be out of town, so then we'll probably have a Monday Friday. We haven't talked about that yet. Do we do the Malort before or after? Let's spin this, and then we'll do the Malort.
well, cheers to whoever wins.
Okay, here we go. So first spin, this doesn't count. We're gonna do 2 or 3 total spins, and the third spin is the one that counts. So this one doesn't count. So this is just gonna make somebody feel bad that they didn't win.
Just hit it again. Hit it again.
It won't let me. I clicked it. It didn't do it.
All right.
Oh, Mr. Anderson,
Mr. Anderson
sorry.
did not win.
He did not win. All right, we're gonna do 1 or 2.
We're trying to fully randomize it. I'm
So, yeah.
sure maybe if it lands on him 3 times in a row. How about that?
Who's that gonna be? Bill from Woodbury.
Bill
All right,
from
so
Woodbury
this is
did
gonna
not
be,
win. Did
this
not
is gonna be
win.
the real
Last
one.
one.
Okay,
This one's real.
Just so we know, we have Bill from Woodbury, Alex, Tad, Quinn, Mr. Anderson, and Grizz, and then Tad entered a couple times there too. All right, here
I can
goes.
feel
This
my
is,
heart fluttering a little bit.
this is for
All right, this is the
for
real spin.
all the marbles here, or not marbles.
Do
It's
this.
just for this
I don't
card
know. I'm
right
holding
here.
up the pinky. There we go.
Oh,
I don't know. I'm not.
Who is it? Who is it? Tad! Tad got it. He's a lucky bastard.
There we go. You lucky son of a gun.
All right, Tad, congratulations. You won yourself a Great Henge, buddy, a foil Great Henge.
Very nice.
We will start a new one on Monday. We haven't decided what card is going to be up there or cards. It could be multiple cards, so we'll let you guys know on that. I'm just going to save this one because that was our first one there.
Nice job, Tad.
And all right, so let's take our shot, I guess. Let's get that going. We don't want to get to the decks yet.
All right. Again, Malort, it's our thing. If anybody else is doing it, they stole it from us. Just kidding.
Exactly. Oh,
We've
did
been
you?
doing this for years.
I got the
God, it
barrel
smells terrible
aged.
stuff.
Barrel aged Malort is always a little bit better.
Oh, you want to get a little fancy and classy. It's probably, I can see Game Lee enjoying the barrel aged.
Yeah. All right. Cheers to you guys. Thank you guys for entering for the raffle. We'll have the next one going up, like I said, on Monday. Cheers to you, Tad, for winning that one. And here we go.
Congrats, Tad.
Oh, God. Ah! Fuck.
That was much worse than, oh.
That reminds me of our end of the year episode. Wow.
Oh,
Normally the first one doesn't hit me that hard.
yeah.
That's pretty gross. Ugh.
Shivers.
Ugh.
Shiver me timbers. Oh.
Okay, so did you mention the secret layer? Should we hit up the secret layer really
I
quick?
did.
Okay, you
did.
All right. I got my card previews. Let's get
Should
to
we?
Oh, what?
I was going to say, do we want to open up
Oh, get our
shots for
tags?
tonight? So if people just want to straight up do Malort shots, that's okay. But we are limiting it to 2 since we're already doing it.
I guess. Yeah. I mean, we can throw it
But
out
it doesn't
there.
go towards the card. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah. So if you guys, 2 more. If anybody wants to buy it, you can. Don't feel like you need to or whatever. But this doesn't happen often. I know we did at the end of the year, but like I said, what did we were gonna name it? This is gonna be a getting shitty episode, but this is the Malort's there. So we already started drinking. Are you drinking booze?
I just don't think I brought one over so I can start. That's with it being right at the beginning, it
Yeah.
makes sense to me. But if people do want to donate and then they overthink and go, well, I'd rather just put money towards
Right. But this is a for
a
sure.
card, that makes sense too.
This is a for sure. We're taking a shot instead of waiting until we get to the whatever
Yeah.
the goal is. So, yes, if anybody wants to donate $15, we will both take a shot. We only can do 2 more because we don't want to be. If you see the end of the year episode, it was pretty shitty.
amazing.
Okay, let me get the tags out of the way really quick, guys. So there's a couple ways you guys can support us. Really, a lot of this stuff you can just do it for free. If you're watching this video now, any of these videos this is going to be split up because we have a lot of things happening here. if you took the time to click the video, then you can do the easiest thing and click like. Right now, you can you're watching it, hit that like button. That helps us out more than you know. Financially, the way you guys can support is, like Lowry is saying here, donate on the live cast here if you want to make us take shots, or when we do the raffles and stuff. So all that stuff pretty much goes right back into the show. The raffles don't so much because those are cards that we have, but everything else that you guys donate goes back in. Another way you guys can support us and also become part of the meat force is join the Discord. $1 more gets you in the Discord. $5 gets you proxies, like what would be up for Stump the Smith Savant, but we aren't doing Stump the Smith Savant today. Like this comic book Iron Man and foil, so you guys can get on the levels there. Other ways you guys can support us is just watch us on YouTube. Watch our videos, tell your friends. Really, that's what it is. Get other people that know about our stuff. That helps us out more than you know. So that's it for the tags. If you guys need to get in contact with us, if you're on the Discord, you can message either of us, or you can email us at commandersmiths@gmail.com. And that's the tags. All right, so let's get to our secret layers. I did make a little slideshow for this, and I might as well hit the button. Oh, Ibukaki's here for the gangbang. All right, so we did get...
That's not what a bukkake is.
Yeah, that's not...
Right? They're different things with different names. Calm down there.
Oh, man, I made this really small. Oh, that's right.
You're going to have to change your name to a gangbang? I don't know. Is that an Apple product? I don't know.
So, okay, we got the secret layer. Hatsune Miku. This is the last installment of the Hatsune Miku. This is the fourth one. It's going to be coming in the Winter Superdrop, which is not next Monday. It's the following Monday. So the 10th at the normal time. We don't know.
Right before Valentine's Day.
Right. Yep. We don't know what else is in it. It is a super drop, so there's going to be more. But they did spoil the Hatsune Miku stuff. This is a pretty good freaking drop. Are you able to see the cards, or do you want me to read them out loud?
I think we'll need to at least read them out a little bit.
Like how you
No.
nosed your mic.
I don't think I can.
Okay, so I'll read.
I could guess.
I'll just go through. We'll go card by card like we did before because this is only one drop we're talking about. So again, with mature timing, when we're talking prices here, this is just kind of 10 to 16 months out. When we talk about breakpoint, what it means if it's like breakpoint 2, it means if you buy 2 of these, the one, if you go and sell that, it pays for both of them. So if it's a breakpoint 3, it means you got 3 of those until you break even. So you always want to keep a copy for yourself. So that's kind of the point of it. So really the lowest you can be is a breakpoint 2. So with that said, Hatsune Miku, we don't have the pricing at this point, but we know what the pricing is going to be. It's $30 and $40, so $30 for non-foil, $40. Nice, Tad. $40 for foil. Okay, so our first one, I'll just go off of my list here. So we have Brago King Eternal is one of the first cards, and that is, if I get my mouse there. Oh wait, you guys can't see my mouse because that's a slide that I made. It's the one that's right in the middle front, if you're looking at it right here. So pretty cool. I like this art. This might be, I don't know, card selection wise, when we get to them all, this might be the best one of the bunch of the 4. What are you thinking so far? Yeah.
Right. Either this one or the first one with Feather.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. So Bragos and 46,000 EDH rec decks. We have Scrying Sheets. That only has 1 foil printing. Yep. I did not go off of that foil printing because it's $42. But that's in
Cold Snap.
Yep, that's in 9,000 EDH rec decks. We have Swan Song at 411,000 EDH rec decks. That's actually that's one of the bigger priced items in this one, I think, because it's used in so many formats and stuff. Counterspell, 1.07 million decks. Then we have Youthful Valkyrie in 20,000 EDH rec decks, and then Giada, Font of Hope. Oh, I didn't write down how many decks that one's in, but it's not in a crap ton, but it's used a bit.
If you're building an Angel deck, which they have done a pre-con of it in Secret Layer, like there's plenty of Angel decks out there, and those 2 are going to be big. People are going to want those.
So, all that being said, you walk down the non-foil side of things. Swan Song's pretty huge. Everything's kind of like a $15 to $20 card in this, except for
I see that.
Youthful Valkyrie. Like that's just the one garbage one. Everything else is between the
I mean, Youthful Valkyrie up until the Foundations reprint was a $5-6 uncommon because you could only, it was like a special card in Keldheim. You know, it was a rarer, I don't think it was a regular card in the set. It was like
one of the little
one of those that's not in the Commander set, but not in the set.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So they like Umbrus type thing.
Yeah.
I want to say that's true.
Might be just making it.
It could have just been a regular card, but it was like a rare uncommon. How about that?
There we go. But yeah, so that's the lowest one. Everything on the non-foil side of things ranges between $15 and $20. So that gets you a total of $85 in value. After fees and shipping is $68. So again, that's a breakpoint too. That's the best you can get because you buy 2 of these for $30 a piece. You know, if you add in the fees and all that stuff, it's pretty close to that 68. So you buy 2 of them, you sell 1 of them. We're not even talking about the bonus card. They're going to have a Hatsune Miku bonus card. We don't know what it is. All of them have been pretty damn good. You've had Elvish Mystic, you've had Command Tower, and what is the other one? Command Tower, Elvish Mystic.
Remember.
I sold, it was a Planeswalker. It was Chandra, I think it was, maybe. But that one was probably the least impressive one. This one's going to have a nice one in there. So just a breakpoint 2 and not having the bonus, like this is an easy one right here. On the foil side of things, 20, 20, 30, 25, and 20. So you're looking at 115 before fees, after fees, shipping and all that. You're around $93. So again, breakpoint 2. You're buying these for $40, and then you buy 2 of them, and 1 pays for the other one. So this is
right. The Swan Song foil has to be. You were saying 20?
Yeah. Well, wait.
How much
no,
was that
I
one?
put that one at 30. That's the one I put as the most
I can see that
expensive.
one being more expensive
Yeah.
for sure.
Everything else was 20 besides Youthful Valkyrie, which might be higher than the 5. I typically sell those a little bit higher. Even when I put them at 5, I normally sell them
it
around 10.
did just get the reprint and it has a special art with it, but Hatsumika is really, really popular.
Yep.
And
now
I see this one going really fast.
This completes the set, so I think it's going to make everything kind of go crazy. Like when this sells out, all the other ones already went kind of crazy anyways, but now people are going to want to complete everything. So all that being said, Larry, you gonna buy this one? Is this one worth it for you? Are you gonna buy it?
Yes.
Yeah.
These are all playable cards. I might not play the counterspell in the Swan Song, but I'm not unhappy because this is the 3rd Secret Lair counterspell that is out there, I think.
Yeah.
And then I really like Brago. I really like Scrying Sheets. I would like a second one of them.
Yeah.
At least. So like all of them, I like the cards. None of them I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
So like this one really gives me a good feeling on because honestly these are really good ones. So Planeswalker ones were probably good. I just don't use Planeswalkers a lot.
Yeah.
And the time before that with like Diabolic Tutor being the best card.
And that one sold out. The Diabolics,
that was real.
The Diabolics I sold out first,
but
yeah,
I have no interest in.
I don't use those at all.
That. So, and I got the Feather one. So I got Feather, and I'd get this one.
Yep, I agree. Definitely a buy. So I'm gonna try to be there. My only problem is get ready for the good for you. I'm gonna be snowboarding that day in Vail, Colorado. So that's my first day of my snowboard trip.
Oh, good.
So I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I'm like, shit. I might have to have you buy it for me and be like, here, give you money or whatever. But I
can do my best. I can.
Yeah. So that's off air stuff. But anyway, so. Secret Lair we'll have more spoilers coming up when everything else gets revealed. So I'll be on the lookout for that. All right, we are done with Secret Lair. Let's move over to what are we gonna do next? Oh, we're gonna do is it worth it on our Commander decks here. So we'll do the is it worth it for the decks, and then we will move into the Commander upgrades. So we'll have $20 budgets. Upgrades and then the Mr. Unlimited part. Okay, so I worked on Eternal Might. Eternal Might, let me get my numbers, is a $70 deck, which is kind of crazy, but
that's what it's pre-sailing for?
Yeah, pre-sale on TCG currently, at least when I checked yesterday, was at $70. So that's pretty high for a Precon. There's
a non-Modern Horizons Precon.
right, exactly. So there's 3 notable cards that are over $10 in this deck. That being the Scarab God at $11, Rot Hulk. That just didn't. That was a hard one to. It was in a weird set, wasn't it? It was in that weird special set. So that one's just.
Yeah, it was in Game Nights, but it did get a reprint in the Mystery Boosters 2.
Yeah, so
Mystery Box 2.
The cheapest version of that is $26, and then you got.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Unholy.
I got mine for 11 off of Card Sphere.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
But then you also have Unholy Grotto at $10. So $48 of value of $10 or more. Between 5 and 10, I had Crypt Breaker, Zombie Master, God Eternal Oketra, and Bantu's Monument. That gave you a total of 27, and then cards that are between 2 and 5 had 9 of them, so about $18. So 45, 48, total value of $93, which is, you know, you're making out with $23 more than what the deck costs, so that's kind of nice there. I guess for how expensive it is, the new cards really have to speak to me to go for this. I mean, you know, you're making money $23, but again, we talk about that bulk stuff. If you want this deck, yeah, with all these decks, whenever we talk about that, when we say we don't want to buy it, it just means because we have a lot of the cards that are in it. It's the new cards buying the singles. So when we talk about, is it worth it? Yeah, it's probably worth it, but it's really more about the single part of things. Is it worth it for us to go for that or just buy the singles? So there are,
because a big part of the Precons is the value in the cards, and even though there's a $15 card or you know, and we're like, hey, me and you, we can move those things on CardSphere or YouTube, or not YouTube, eBay.
Yeah.
But the $2 and $3 cards are a lot harder to move, and so they have a
buy-less.
lot less value to us.
Plus-
even though they might be worth $2, $3. Like
Plus what happens-
Act, even though it's a $2 card, just if you have enough of them, it's hard to move.
Plus,
so
what happens with those expensive cards in this? These numbers I'm giving you are not the numbers that are going to be after a couple weeks after this comes out.
Right.
So
they also go down.
Yep. So, all right. So the new cards, maybe this will bring it back a little bit. So we have 3 cards that I thought were really good in this deck. The first one is Wizened. Wizened? That's probably what it is. Wizened Mentor.
Yeah.
1 colorless and 1 white. We have this kind of effect, but I like this one a lot. But it's whenever an opponent activates an ability of a permanent that isn't a mono ability, you get a 1/1 white zombie creature token. This ability only triggers once each turn, so you can't get abused. But the spectrum is huge. It's basically, if you're activating an ability of a permanent, it's not basically, that's what it's doing. You get a creature off of it. So you could probably expect to get 2 creatures by the time it comes around to you, you know, per turn cycle, 2 to 3. So I think that's pretty good. It works in zombie decks, obviously, because you're getting a zombie, but it doesn't have to be a zombie deck either. It's like that. Any
token deck.
What was that one that we really liked? Collective? No. That one that anytime a creature comes into play or artifact, if they don't tap it, then you get a 1/1.
I mean, that one's a lot better. That's
that one's really good.
Conquering Vampire. No.
Oh yeah, that's Charismatic Conqueror. There we go. Got it. Thank you for the Conqueror part. So that one's obviously better, but I like these kind of abilities. It doesn't have to be in a zombie deck. So I think that one's a pretty sweet one. Well, this was talked about on the Discord with RoboCop building this next one, but it's oh, here we go. Hashaton. No, I got it. Hashaton Scarab's Fist. So it's a white and a black for a 1/3 zombie wizard. Whenever you discard a creature card, you may pay 2 and 1 blue. If you do, create a tapped token that's a copy of that creature, except it's a 4/4 black zombie. This seems really cool. Like being able to, you know, you could build around this if you want. I think that's how you want to do it, but just discarding something that costs a crap ton, but its abilities of whatever it does is crazy, and you're only having to pay 2 or 3 to get it in play, just seems pretty bonkers. So I really like this one.
This one seems to be moving some cards to for the deck.
Yeah.
So
what were some of the cards? Do you remember?
Which ones?
Unfulfilled.
Unfulfilled Desires was one of them. And then there was Bone Miser is moving. The give me 1 second.
There was that. Is that the zombie one that you discard a creature and then you pull one from your graveyard?
Yeah, I don't remember what that one was. And then also there was like Varina from the other commander set that was black, blue, white zombies. I think that was commander. I don't know. Commander set. So yeah, there's definitely 4 or 5 of them that are big movers because of this. And I think there's a lot of people excited for that one.
Yeah.
So that I think is probably what's driving the price of the Precon up.
Yeah. And I'll say what I really like about it too is that I like that they added that blue into the text box, so it made it a 3-color commander. Because I think you'd be limited on choices just being a white and black zombie commander, but by adding that blue gives you so many more options, especially because blue does the whole draw a card, discard a card, draw a card, discard a card. It gives you that effect to happen so much easier. So I think this card's pretty sweet. And then the last one is Ret Tomb Mystic. I'm guessing that's how you say it. 1 colorless, 1 blue for a zombie bird wizard to 1 flying. Each creature in your hand has cycling, which is 1 colorless and 1 blue. So it works hand in hand with this last one we just talked about, Scarab's Fist. I just think it's pretty sweet to be able to add that to all the cards, your creature cards in your hand, even if they don't have it. So I just think it's a pretty sweet card. So
agreed.
That being
Cycling's
said,
pretty sweet.
That being said, all these cards, we have the deck value. It costs $70 to get in. It's $93 of value of cards that are actually notable. We got these 3. There's more new cards in it too, but these are the ones that are notable. Lowry, is it worth it? It's time for.
Is it worth it? Let me work it.
What do you think? Is this one worth it for you, or are you doing singles? Singles?
At $70, it's a bit rich for me. If it was the regular in between 40, 50,
yeah,
I'd be a lot happier. And I understand, like, but I'm with that price difference, I'm gonna end up saying no. But if you're into zombies, for sure.
Yeah.
If you're going to build one of these cards, for sure.
Yeah.
That I think those are huge pulls. Either the face commander is not bad by any means either. Where whenever you draw a card, your zombies get +1/+1 until end of turn for each card you're drawing. Like that's a really good card. For zombies as well.
Just wait till we get to the upgrades, because that one, it seems like a fun one to build. Like like you said, I like that commander.
I think I'd say there's caveats. For me personally, I am likely going to be going singles.
I need to get the all the single ladies button. I have that written down and I didn't make the button, but you're basically
The price is wrong.
you're going singles.
Yeah,
When we say
the
that,
price
it's-
is just wrong for me at 70.
And I
maybe
agree.
in a little bit as the hype goes down, maybe things even out a little bit later on too.
Yep.
So
how
about you?
I'm
What
in
are
the
you
same
thinking?
boat. I'm in the same boat.
Okay.
Basically, if I was to build this deck, I have a few of the cards. I just pick off the singles that I'd want in this one. I would change out. I won't go over that in the upgrades deck. We're just going to talk about what cards we're upgrading or what we're putting in it. But there's a lot of zombies I would take out of there that they have in and whatever. So I wouldn't buy the deck per se because I have a lot of things that I would use. But yes, I'm the same boat.
The price is wrong.
But if, like you said, you want to build this zombie deck, you like the zombie deck, you don't have all this, this is a good deck to buy. It's built built well. There's a lot of synergy with there's 35 freaking zombies in it, not to mention the spells that are in the deck that give you zombies. So this has a lot of stuff in it. So all right, moving on to Lowry's deck. So we have Is It Worth It? And what deck were you working on, Lau?
So we have Living Energy. I should probably pull up my notes here. This is an energy artifact deck, which seems to be kind of the theme for energy, you know, with your Kaladesh sets, your Fallout, your Modern Horizons. They're all kind of allowing artifacts to kind of take the role of creating a lot of energy. And so right there, the 2 best cards on reprinted is going to be Academy Ruins at $15 and Elder Gargaroth at $11. They just fucking threw in Elder Gargaroth. They're like, it doesn't fit artifacts or energy, and they're like, we just need some value in here.
Yeah, we need to get
let's do this.
We need to get Adam and Lowry's at least more than one card that's in the above $10.
Right. Right. And then in the 5 to 10 range, you got Triplicate Titan. That was a Commander reprint. Retrofitter Foundry, which is 6 and 8 respectively. And then you got plenty of in that 2 to 5 range. Druid of Purifications at $5. Disallowed. Blasphemous Act, Greaves, Chromatic Lantern, Panharmonicon, Conjurer's Closet, which has dipped dramatically because of the
it keeps getting the reprint stuff and
yeah. It was just reprinted in the Innistrad Remastered as well. So and then Karplusan Forest. So
what was the
total?
What was the value of the? Did you happen to see TCG? What it's going for?
No.
Okay, I'll do that while you're doing your part here, really quick.
So but in total value. You have about $68. I'm assuming this is probably going to be in that 40 to 50 range, probably $44.75 with tax. I don't know. So, but there is some solid reprints here. Like I do really like the Academy of Ruins,
much cheaper.
Foundry.
$44, $45 because it's $44.82.
I said $44.75.
Oh, you did say? Oh,
I was pretty close.
Oh,
yeah,
that was
my guess.
Your guess. Yeah. So much cheaper for this deck,
Yeah. So it's within that range, but when you're saying 44, so the value that you're getting is $24, which is about the same as the zombie deck.
But you're having to put down a lot more for the zombie
That's true.
deck. Yeah,
that is true. I do like a lot of the newer cards. If I'm going to be honest, like I had a hard time picking between, for 3 I wanted 4, but if I wanted to talk like actual energy cards, I would have done like there's 3 others that I could have picked. And so I kind of just picked these because they were more universally playable. So you have Aetheric Amplifier, which is that 3 mana artifact, taps for 1 mana of any color. Then you can pay 4, tap it, choose 1, activate only as a sorcery, and that's double the number of each kind of counter on target permanent, or double the number of each kind of counter you have. So
that's cool.
Double your energy counters, double a loyalty counter, or double 1/1 counters on something. Like,
yeah, that's insane.
Seems pretty good, especially as a rock.
No, when this first got spoiled, I misread. I thought when it was saying the double the number of each kind of counters you have, I thought it meant like on all your stuff. I was like, why wouldn't you do that one and not the other one? But it's saying you have is an on you is what it's talking about, right? Yeah. So, but still, this is a 3-drop. This is on our if we had our 3-drop Monorock tournament, this will be right up there with one of the best cards in the 3-drop.
Instantly.
Yeah.
Instantly. This is quite good. And so I really like that. I think it can go in a lot of different decks. I think it has some versatility there. I don't think it's not CEDH by any means, but it seems like a really good card in a handful of decks for sure.
Yeah.
Next one is Aetherflux Conduit. Is that 6 mana to come down?
Yeah, 6-drop.
All right, but it's
there's
pretty
a
cool.
lot, there's a lot that goes
on. Cast a spell, you get that much energy for the CMC of the spell. You
That's
can tap
insane.
it, pay 50 energy, draw 7 cards, and then you can cast any number of spells from your hand without paying its mana cost. Which then would...
This has to be the best energy producing card in the game now, right?
Right.
I mean, that's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Every spell
crazy.
you cast, you get that many for its CMC.
Right.
Crazy.
And so the huge payoff doesn't really matter other than like if you're kind of getting screwed, but then you're just kind of like being able to build stuff up. I don't know, but just being able to get that much energy is going to be really, really good.
Yeah. This is a stupid
I've never
card.
been in a
good.
situation of near 50.
Right.
But
you didn't have a card like this. Like that's the thing is this card can get you to 50. If you're working with all your other energy stuff and then you drop this down and it's like, oh, I drop another 6 energy, blah, 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 blah. It just goes nuts. Yeah. I think you're right.
That's going to be a really fun one.
I don't think you're going to hit that 50 very often, but when we keep getting support for energy, who knows? You could probably build around it a little bit there.
Well, if I had to choose between like fair Aetherflux cards, I'll take this over Reservoir because that's paying 50 life to dome somebody.
I didn't even think about that. They did the 50 again like that. That's kind of funny. Yeah,
Well,
and it's an Aetherflux. Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
So,
I like it.
and it's a little bit more costed at 6 versus 4. So I get it.
Yeah.
Last one is Adaptive Omni Tool at 2 mana equipment, 3 to equip. The creature gets +1/+1 for each artifact you can control. And then whenever equipped creature attacks, look at the top 6 cards of your deck and put an artifact into your hand. And so it's kind of like card draw. It gives a huge boost.
Oh yeah.
2 mana. What's that?
I said, oh yeah, the 1/1 for artifacts you control. Whew.
Right. So it just feeds into itself as well. So you get an artifact, cast the artifact, make it bigger for the next turn. I think it's going to go in a lot of my decks.
Yeah.
I hope it's not too expensive.
I mean, for a 2-drop equipment, the equip cost isn't that crazy either. It's 3. Like that's gonna go in my. Is that a Kiri? Yeah, my Line Slinger. That's gonna go in my Treasurer Kiri deck for sure. And then you're getting
right. So like comparables for things that give +1/+1 for each artifact that you control. There's cranial plating that it has black in it, so you're limited in where you're putting it. You have Nettle Cyst, which is, I believe, 3 and 3, but it has the little germ token that comes with it. Might be 3 and 2 or 2 and 3 as well. And then you have some auras that are a little bit cheaper, and they always are. But this effect is quite good, and like I plan on putting this in a Layla. I want to put this in potentially Captain America deck to be able to just dig for more equipment. I think this is going to be a really fun card for me personally. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah,
but
no, that's a solid. Like these are, I liked my new cards, but I think I like these. Like I'm gonna use these a lot more. You know, though mine were very niche. Like I got to build those kind of decks.
It feels like you have to have a zombie deck almost to have a handful of those.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe that's not true.
The first one I think you could play in, whatever. We're talking about that deck, but you can play that in other decks. But this is, I mean, I'm not going to play the Aetherflux in anything but energy deck, but the other two for sure. That goes in. That's one of my favorite 3-drop mono rocks. And then you have this equipment that if you're playing heavy on artifacts, Akiri's gonna love that fucker. So yeah, I like it. Okay.
So
it's time for.
Is it worth it? Let me work it.
So what are you thinking?
Okay. So let me back it up. So we had a value. You said it was 40, 47,
44.
Right? 44. That's right. 4. And we have a value of 68. I guess with both decks, my big thing is it depends on how expensive the singles are. Like if these new singles are $15, $20, then it might be worth me getting the deck, selling off all the other stuff, and I get those for free. If they're around the normal of what EDH or Precons are, under 10, I'm probably picking off the singles again, but this one's more enticing because you have that $40, $45 deck, and then the deck's worth, $20 more. I'm going to say it's worth it. I think, but only because I really like these two. And it depends on how much these are going to be. I know I didn't build energy. You built an energy deck, so this would fit you more. So I'm between it. I think I'm worth it, but I'm also saying the price is wrong. Personally, what's going to happen with me is I'm going to buy the singles and not buy the deck. So, but I think this one's realistic. I think this one's more worth it than the other deck for me, at least. If I had to pick one or over the other. What about you? What are your thoughts of this?
I think it's interesting that they've printed 3 Precons in a year, essentially Fallout, Modern Horizons, and this. And so it feels like they're potentially building up to either right now or more in the future where they're okay with what's going on with energy. And so if they keep on getting support, all these new cool cards will become more and more relevant, more and more playable. And it seems like they are cool with energy. So I do like that. And there are some really cool energy cards in there beyond the Aetherflux Conduit. decided to cut them because
Right. You had to limit to the.
they're
we're
more
doing 3.
niche at this point still. So, for me, on the potential, and this is, it's essentially the cheapest deck that you're going to get at $44. I think it's worth it as well on potential that if you buy these as just have them, the price of some of these cards will go up.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And if you like energy, especially that's kind of how you get into it, or artifact deck. And so I
can see
I think
that.
the new cards are unique enough. Some of them I like. Here's the other thing. Some of them that we haven't talked about, they are creators of energy along with a payoff. I think that's really, really good for energy. So like Aetherflux Conduit, it makes its energy and you can do something with it. Right. I think a problem that they started with Kaladesh and Aether, whatever, they either created or used, and they were separate things, and so a whole deck needed energy. To whereas like you just have some really powerful cards out there that create and pay off, but they're at the higher CMCs, which is fine.
Yep.
So I like them. I think there's potential, and I think they keep on building on it, and I think that's intriguing.
Dig it. All right. So that is all the Commander Precons, or the 2. Let us know if these are worth it for you guys. If this is something you're looking to buy.
Keep doing 2 Commander.
I know. This made it a lot easier. We're gonna go from that. Larry, we're just gonna go right into yours since we were already talking about yours.
Mine?
Yep. So since it's fresh,
I was gonna go get another beer.
Oh, well, no, you know what?
Beer.
No, I'll do mine then. All right. So let me jump over. Hang on, I'm gonna get things a little bit ready here, and we are gonna switch some stuff up. Okay. So I have Eternal Might. Oh man, why am I delayed? Let's see how delayed I am. Raise the hand. Okay. We're only a couple, half a second late or delayed. Okay, so I have Eternal Might for the budget upgrades. Oh, so I guess with the upgrades, let me get to our right buttons here. Where's our upgrades? Where's Mr. Unlimited? Okay, there we go. So with the upgrades, we're doing a $20 budget. Oh, dang it. Did I write that out? Oh, I did. Okay, yes. We have a $20 budget. I went a little bit over, just a little bit, There's one of these you can cut. I cheated.
I almost got over $10.
We have a $20 budget.
That's acceptable.
We don't cut anything. We used to do that where we'd be like, cut this. You guys can decide what cards you want to cut out of it, of the decks. Let me get the commander up so you can see the commander here, and we'll get them bigger so you can see that too. A little too big there. Let me see. Let's do this a little differently. Oh, no. Don't spoil my stuff. Okay. So, $20 budget. And doesn't matter how many cards, whatever. Just staying under $20. And then at the end, we do have a Mr. Unlimited.
Mr. Unlimited
Section where we basically have no budget. And so that can give you guys some tips for cards that you can add in there if you don't have a budget. Or if you do like we do, and once you own the card, you can play with proxies, so it doesn't matter about the budget part. So, we are talking about Tiamat. Oh, man. Come on. Not going to work here anymore.
She can't even read.
Let me see if I can
read anymore.
Not gonna to Manu's will. So it is 2 colors, a white, a blue, a black for a Vigilance, Menace, Zombie Wizard. It's a 4/4. Whenever you attack, draw a card, then discard a card. Whenever you draw a card, zombies you control get 1/1 until end of turn. Okay. So we just talked about the is it worth it deck or segment. The deck itself, great. Has a lot of zombies. It is lacking the draw. Like, there's certain zombies that have the draw on them, but if I were to build this deck, I want some surprise, instant speed. They do have 1 or 2 in there, instant speed draw effects, but I'd want more. I want to keep all the zombies you want in there, attack with them, make people make decisions. Okay, am I going to let this one through? And then you play something to draw cards, even if it's discarding cards and all that stuff. So what I did is, you can see my budget upgrades. There's 16 cards I added in here. So this is why I got a little bit over, because there's a couple that are a little more expensive. Let's see. I got to make this so we can visually see this a little bit better. So we're gonna do. Let me move you over a little bit so we get you centered. What is the best viewing here? Let me move you over. Okay, 2 at a time.
There we go.
That'll work. All right, so right off the bat, just the example of what I'm saying. We have 2 instants, Brainstorm and Brain Surge. Brainstorm's obviously superior, I think, in my opinion, because it's a 1-drop. But you're drawing 3 cards. All your zombies are going to get 3+3, and it's at instant speed.
Yeah.
Brain Surge, you're drawing 4 cards. Yeah, you're putting stuff back on top. I'm not worried about all that stuff. These are good cards by themselves. But to give a bump, a 3 or a 4 bump to all your zombies at instant speed, and you're getting a benefit by drawing cards, these are easy adds in there. We got Contaminated Drink, another instant. It's a blue and a black. X, draw X cards, and then you get half X rad counters. Who cares about rad counters? You know, you're gonna take some damage from that. You're basically gonna wipe somebody. I mean, this could win you the game potentially, adding this in there. So this is from the Fallout set. And then we have Distant Melody. Yes, this one's a sorcery, but you're drawing a card for each permanent you control of that type. You choose a creature type. You go zombies. This is before your attack. You're like, all right, I draw 7 cards. All my zombies get 7+7.
Right.
Sure, they see it coming, but you're drawing a bunch of cards. You're not having to discard cards.
They also see a Craterhoof Behemoth coming, and you
Right.
can do that almost every turn.
That is a very good point. So yeah, this one's just a no-brainer to add in there. Frantic Search, instant, draw 2 cards, discard 2 cards, untap 3 lands, so it's like you didn't even cast it. I love this in my Storm deck. This is going to be awesome here. You're giving a 2 bump, and it's basically for free. Graveborn Muse. Whew, I'm surprised this isn't in that deck because it fits so perfectly. It's a zombie spirit.
Right.
This is one of the more expensive cards in the deck, or in the upgrades. But at the beginning of your upkeep, you draw X cards and you lose X life, where X is the number of zombies you control. So beginning of your turn, all your zombies that are in play, you're drawing cards. Yeah, you're losing life, but all your zombies just got a huge ass bump. So this one's pretty sick in there. Keep Watch. 2 colors, 1 blue. Draw a card for each attacking creature. So it's an instant speed. Kindred Discovery.
Yeah.
This is one I starred. Graveborn Muse was one I starred. Kindred Discovery is one I starred. Because when this enters, you choose a creature type. Whenever a creature you control of the chosen type enters the battlefield or attacks, you draw a card. So you're playing zombies. They're getting bigger because you're drawing cards. And then you go and you attack with your zombies, and now they get a boost for how many zombies you're attacking with. Like this is like the perfect deck that this could go in. Like this is the all-star card in this. This is the must-have. So if you don't have a Kindred Discovery and you want to build this deck, this is the one you need to get. Then we got Knowledge is Power. It's an enchantment. Does the same thing as the Commander. So creatures you control get X+X, where X is the number of cards you have drawn this turn. Then Peer into the Abyss. The hard part with this is the triple black when you're in a 3-color. But to me, this is a game ender. This is what wins you the game.
At 7 mana, I think the 3-color, like the 3 pips, are good.
Yep. So target player draws card equal to the number or half their library, and then they lose half their life, and then round it up each time. So let's just say you're halfway through the game. You're drawing 30 cards, and all your zombies get 30+30. You take 15 damage, and you pretty much win the game with all that. Like that's like you were talking about Craterhoof. There's your black Craterhoof for this deck.
That's Craterhoof. I agree.
One of your favorite babies for Commander-wise.
I was going to mention this if it wasn't on your list, and absolute banger in this deck.
Rafine Scheming Seer. Yes, it's not a zombie, but who cares? Because it's a white, it's a blue, it's a black. As Flying Ward 1, whenever you attack, target attacking creature connives X. If you don't remember what connive is, where X is the number of attacking creatures. So let's say you attack with 5 creatures, you connive 5 times. So you draw 5 cards. Boom! All your zombies get 5+5. Sure, let's deal with the other stuff. You discard X cards, put a 1/1 counter. That's not what the point. The point is, for every attacking creature you have going out, you're drawing that many cards, and all yours get bumps, and one gets a little bit bigger bump.
For sure.
Scrawling Crawler, that's one of our new ones from Foundations. Beginning of your upkeep, each player draws a card. So at least your zombies are getting a 2 bump because you're drawing your normal card and you're drawing a card for this. And then whenever an opponent draws a card, they lose a life. So this one's a nice, easy one. It's cheap right now. Like, I think this one's going to get up there in price unless they keep printing it.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Shepherd of the Rot. You got to have this in a zombie deck. It's not in it, but you got to have it. Each player loses 1 life for each zombie in play. Kills everybody, and then you kill everybody with your zombies. Tellurian wins. Another instant, discard your hand, then draw that many cards. You can do it at instant speed. Whispering Madness. So it's each player discards their hand. Yep, and then you draw that many cards, and then you cipher it, which means you put it on a creature. So whenever that creature hits, deals combat damage, you do it again. And it doesn't go away. It just stays there. So that's pretty sick. Windfall, same thing we're doing there. So there's my budget upgrades. 16 of them, $21.43. So you could cut 1 or 2 cards and get under that $20. But I think you spend the extra $1.43 and just this deck is going to be crazy. I think this one's a fun deck. Like, there's a lot you could do with this.
I would cut Whispering Madness just for the fact that even though you get to wheel on combat, it doesn't really pump your guys unless you get like maybe first strike on whatever Whispering Madness is going to deal damage with.
Because you're saying the chump block part.
Yeah. But no. But what I'm saying is like they're not dealing the damage after you do the cipher because they're not getting the pump.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
I mean, you still like the...
Yeah, I was thinking the front end,
like
the first time of casting it is what I was more thinking of, the cipher thing. But yeah, you're right. The cipher part, after you get it on a creature, is just like, well, then you're just wheeling, at that point.
Yeah.
Or windfalling at that point.
Which isn't bad if you got some scrawling crawler effects going on.
So with the budget stuff, I think you can use this in a lot of ways. Like there's a lot more instance of drawing cards and stuff like that. You can have your stuff as blockers too. You can do it when you're use it as attacking, or in this situation, you could use it as blocking and pump your stuff. So I think this deck seems like a lot of fun, and that's probably why it's a little more expensive. It has a little bit more expensive cards, but zombies are a big hit. So we got to get to Mr. Unlimited.
Mr. Unlimited.
So I got 9 cards in here. It's just basically dealing with game ender, pumps and all that stuff. But Banner of Kinship, love this card. It's that playing it late game and just killing everybody. It doesn't fit with the drawing cards, but you get creatures you control get 1+1 for each fellowship encounter it has. When you play it, you choose a creature type, and then you put that many counters on it for how many creatures you have of that. Love this in any tribal deck. Dark Deal. This is like a $7-8 card for an uncommon, even though they have it in the secret layer.
Wait, that's what?
Yes, I know. It's silly.
Oh.
I want it in the actual deck, but Dark Deal is 2 colorless and 1 black. Each player discards all the cards in their hand, then draws that many cards -1. So it's doing the wheel effect there. Kindred Dominance. You're playing a tribal. Why not destroy everything? You pick a creature type, destroy everything, and whatever. Machias, it's a zombie, and it gives your non-human creatures Undying, so that helps there. Roaming Throne, why not get multiple triggers off for your commander or zombies or whatever, because you just pick zombie and it works with everything in your deck. Shieldred, if you're drawing cards, Shieldred's perfect in this. So whenever you draw a card, you gain 2 life. It kind of hurts people in that. Then you got the 1 ring, because you can draw multiple cards, and that's at instant speed. And then 3 Tree City, because you're playing tribal. You need to have that in there. And then last but not least, Undead War Chief. It's a zombie. Zombie spells cost 1 less, and all your zombies get a 2+1 pump. So, there it is.
Yeah.
Boom. Mic drop. I think this one's a cool deck. I really like this deck. I feel like I have a similar deck to it. And so I not that zombies, but I have the style of play feels very similar to things that I just like. It feels, it's not, but it feels like Black Panther for me, because it's like it's an attack style kind of deck. It's not the heir apparent. You know what I'm saying? It's no, it's not at all. I get it, but I just built something that feels similar if I was to build this. So, but I like it. I think if I didn't have that, I probably would build this deck. So, Yeah.
And I too think like this is similar to my Raffine deck where you're playing creatures, then you're drawing cards and stuff like that. So in that regard, but the deck looks really fun. So I think there's gonna be a lot of zombie decks out there here in for a couple months.
Yep, I agree. All right, Larry, let's get to your deck. We have Living Energy. All right, so what do we got going on with Living Energy?
All right, so the commander is Saheeli, Radiant Creator, 1 in a green and a blue and a red for 4/4. Whenever you cast an artifact or artifact spell, or artificer or artifact spell, there we go. That's what I was like, that doesn't make sense. You get 1 energy, and then at the beginning of combat on your turn, you may pay 3 energy. When you do, create a token that's a copy of target permanent you control, except it's a 5/5 artifact creature in addition, and then you sacrifice it at your end step.
And it gains haste and all that too. Cool. Yeah.
Yeah. And so it can attack. It's a big beater. It's probably hitting like one of your ETBs a little bit. That's likely what's going on. So I kind of focused on artifacts and creating energy, and then everything else is just gonna kind of be there. Like you're gonna get your ETB effects at that point. You don't want to really be legendary and copying them because it's just gonna sacrifice itself type thing. So let's see what I did.
All right, we got 18 budget upgrades.
Right.
Holy
and
balls.
it's going to be a total of $8.50.
That's crazy. All right.
Yeah.
So,
energy are cheap cards.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying before. Like, if you want to go for this Precon and just buy singles, because the energy cards tend to just tank. That's just what it is. So the first one I really like, this is from Modern Horizons Precon, but Aether Refinery. Whenever you create 1 or more energy, create 1 more, and then you can also tap to make an energy.
Well, it's not
really
even
make 2.
It's not even 1 more. It's just twice that many.
You get twice that many. Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
which is a little bit better because if you get 5, you don't get 6. You get 10. So that's kind of sweet. Yeah.
It's a ridiculous card.
Yeah.
And then you can tap to get 2 energy, and then you can pay energy to create an XX Black Aether-born creature. And
so a way to use it. Yeah.
It's a creator. It's a payoff. It's doing a lot. It's 6 mana. It's not a bad card whatsoever. It's really cheap. And then you got Battery Bearer that's just tapping mana for artifact spells essentially, and then
it's also an artificer as well. So you'll get an energy from that.
Yeah. Totally did that on purpose. Then you got Chief Engineer.
Oh, he's an artificer. Totally did that on purpose.
Do that on purpose. But it's giving your artifact spells convoke, so that allows it just easier to pump artifacts out to get more energy and stuff like that.
Who knew
just
that artificer was going to be so relevant in this?
Yeah, well, they messed up. I guess they didn't add any artificers in there, other than maybe some energy guys, but. Just Goria. So affinity for artifacts, it's like a 6/6 flying haste. Is that right? It's
sorry. Yeah. If I
5/4. No,
we're getting a lot of advertisements that are popping up, and I want that out of there.
Yeah. And then whenever it attacks, you can exile the top 5 cards and then put an artifact into your hand, and you can cast it. And it has affinity for artifacts, so probably play it for free. But pretty cool in that regard. You got Crashing Drawbridge.
Your baby.
Well, okay, I do love Crashing Drawbridge, but one thing that I did notice is that there's not a lot of artifact creatures. So there's artifacts, and then there's like artifact creatures creators. So like cards that will create Thopters and stuff like that. But in that regard, they also have like payoffs for like whenever an artifact creature deals damage, and that kind of plays into your commander, but I would want a little bit more support on the artifact creature front. That's kind of all I'm saying there.
Plus is just a good card in general because giving all your creatures haste. I mean,
yeah,
it's a good card. You love this card.
It's a good card.
Yeah.
And then another artificer, forensic gadgeteer. But whenever you cast an artifact, create a clue, and then your activated abilities of artifacts cost 1 less as well. But essentially, you're getting an energy and then also getting a clue, and it just draws you cards.
It makes your
and then moves you
clues
forward.
cost 1 less, so it's 1
Yeah.
instead of 2, which is really nice. Very nice.
Gonti's Aether Heart, you're casting artifacts. Why not get more energy out of it in an extra turn? Inspiring Statuary.
You love
I
that
did
card.
say that like there's a lot of non-artifact creatures in here, so it's a good split. And so if you're adjusting what's going on and you find that you've taken out more rocks, Inspiring Statuary is going to do wonders for you. So if most of your artifacts are tapping for mana, it's not that good.
Right, because then you're using it up. Yeah.
Right. Then it's just doing the same thing. It doesn't matter. Is it Genitorium? Gives more energy. Draw a card if you got an energy. Nice and cheap in that regard. Canine Mark 1.
Love this
artifact
card.
protection. Yeah, it's an artifact creature. Protection. It's a great card.
Yep.
Next one, Maria. You can tap your artifacts for a green and then also exiling a card off your top for 2 tapped non-token artifacts. So it's a little bit of card advantage, a lot of bit of mana ramp.
Right. Yep.
And this card's like 22 cents.
Nice.
It's quite good in this style of deck. Probably didn't have to add this one in, but Mirror and Spy, whenever you cast an artifact on tap target creature, you're gonna get some value out of that.
Well,
I just don't know where.
I mean, if you're using it with this guy, you tap your artifact.
She doesn't tap though.
No, tap an
So you
untapped non-token artifact you control to give you 1 mana. When you
Right.
cast an artifact spell, untap target creature. So you can untap that creature that you just, what I'm saying?
I mean, if it's Crashing Drawbridge for sure, but it's any non-token artifact, so it can be like an equipment. It
Right.
can be.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point too.
So that's where I find the most value with the equipment and stuff
Yep.
like that. But Nettlecyst, just give them that +1/+1 for each artifact and enchantment you control. So it was a 3 and a 2. Padim for some protection and for some draw. That might be nope. There's 18 of them.
There's
Jesus.
even more of them after this.
Hezret, Betrayer of Flesh. It's just draw, discard. It's a lot of artifacts, synergies.
Mm-hmm.
Thought Monitor, ETB, drawing you 2 cards for a 2/2 flyer when you're in an artifact deck.
All right,
You
these are the
have
last
Tune
2.
with Nature, getting you energy and a cantrip. And then you have Wheel of Potential, which is basically a wheel effect, but for energy, and you're getting some, you're paying it off. It's a pretty cool card.
All right, so what was the total for that?
$850.
That is budget upgrades right there.
Right. I think the most expensive one is the Chiskoria, and that's like 2 something. I just anything over that, I was like, put in Mr. Unlimited. We don't need 30 cards in this,
Right.
this part.
All right, so Mr. Unlimited.
Mr. Unlimited.
You have 11 cards here. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
that is-
Darksteel Forge artifacts. It's an artifact deck. Make them indestructible. Same thing with Heroic Intervention.
Protection.
Protect your stuff.
Yep.
Karn Legacy Reforged is just giving you a ton of mana in an artifact deck. Liberator is giving all your artifacts flash speed. And so that's something that'll work for you.
Ooh,
The
wow.
big hitter right here, 2 of
Whoa.
them. Right.
Yeah.
Metalworker, if you're in an artifact deck,
Yeah, you play
and
Metalworker.
you want to put out a
It's
little
just
bit.
silly.
Metalworker is a $100+ card, but it's tap, reveal any number of artifacts from your hand, and then add 2 colorless mana to your mana pool, and then
Yeah.
you just cast anything you want. Essentially, the biggest thing, so that you have more artifacts in your hand for the next turn. But the card's ridiculous. Bannable, maybe.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
If there was more of them out there, it's bannable, but it's a very good card. Mox Opal. I'm sorry if you don't have it before the unbanning in Modern. The card's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. Yep. Works with.
Sensei's Divining Top is
Oh.
a great one just because it allows. Right. I understand that it's always good, but it's good here too because you can draw, and then when you draw it again, you just
Hey,
get more artifacts
really
to
quick.
play.
Did you see what I posted on Discord about Sensei's?
No, I don't read your stuff about Urza Saga.
Urza Saga. I came across that. I just have to tell a little story with that. I didn't even think of that. Like, I'm like, oh fuck! If you have Urza Saga out and you already have your Senseis and your Soul Ring, what do? And somebody had it and they didn't have anything else in their deck. I was like, oh, what you can do is tap or Senseis, put it on top, draw a card. Urza's goes off, you get Senseis right back out. It's like drawing. It's so good, dude. Urza Saga.
Sacrifice a land to draw a card. You don't play those cards at all. That's a bad card.
It's so good. It's
It's
so good.
What you
Even-
explained to me
even when you
was
have
not something I wanted to do.
When you have a miss, which means you're already ahead because you have a Soul Ring out and a Sensei's out anyways.
You're
You still
telling
aren't
me
missing.
bad card puts you in bad situation, and you want me to be like, oh wow, that's cool.
Oh,
Like that.
where's my button? I want to hit it so bad. Where's my get the fuck out? Wait, where is it? Where is it? One more.
Get the fuck out!
All right. And then one of your other babies. I think we have more after this.
Spellskite,
Spellskite.
artifact creature, great protection,
Yeah.
always in blue,
Yeah.
and with it being artifact theme, it's fantastic.
Hey, we just gave this card away to Tad here, right there.
Did you lucky son of a
Ah.
friend? I don't know. The Great Henge, it's a huge artifact. It's gonna come down cheaper.
I was wondering if you're gonna have.
and it does everything good.
I was
Urza
wondering if you
Saga,
had-
tapping artifacts for
What?
mana.
What is it? Urza Saga? You said Urza.
Urza's Hot Lord High Artificer.
You said Urza Saga.
I did, and that'd be wrong, and that should not be in this deck. Don't do that.
I was wondering if you'd have this. Yeah, for sure. In the Mr. Unlimited part,
Yeah.
Urza's Lord
Yeah.
High Artificer. Doesn't it? We always say that, but it feels like it should be High Lord Artificer, but Lord High.
That's
whatever.
what I said the first time.
Yeah, it's just.
When I was like, "Hi, Lord," and
Oh,
then
and one more.
Vidalcan Archmage. It is drawing a card off of casting artifacts.
Sweet.
So.
Yeah. All right. I like it, Lowry. Like I don't even have any ads because this was the only one I was thinking of when you had showed the budget one with the tapping for green. I was like, oh, you better have Lord High in there as well. So
Yeah, and if you have to, I think Marina, I don't know, the green red one. That's like a bad version of Urza.
Mhm.
If that like super budget version, and Urza, I think gets a bad rap, but it's a great ramp card for blue.
Mhm.
So
for sure.
go for it.
Sweet. Well, that should do it for everything, guys. If there are cards that you think that should be added to any of these decks, please let us know in the comments. I'd love to hear what your budget upgrades or not so budget upgrades would be. Speaking of not so, we did drop our not so high commander, so this one is not one that we did with THC. So if you guys
Love.
haven't got a chance to watch that yet, we had our commander game with all the Marvel. We had Storm, we had Captain America, we had Black Panther, and we had Wolverine. So make sure you guys check that out. That just dropped this week. So
He said that in the order of how good the decks were.
dude, I'm not gonna lie. Playing Black Panther over the weekend, Tad's place, it's ridiculous.
Oh, that's a really good point.
It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Black Panther's bonkers.
It's ridiculous with Hair Apparent. So, like, just saying, Genesis Wave into a Thrumming Stone with a Hair Apparent deck. I played the entire Hair Apparent deck, and it was game over at that point. You're like
Okay.
thinking about it? No, because
I'd have to read Thrumming Stone because I feel like that's a cast trigger.
no. So like Thrumming, yeah. But no, everything is a cast trigger. I'm pretty sure. No, now
Not
you're having me.
off of Genesis Wave.
Oh, you're having me guess. No. I think because or maybe not. Let me just check. Let's pull it up. Now you're thinking. Now you're making me think that I played it wrong.
I think you did.
Your mom played it wrong. Oh, why did I pull up Thrumming Stone? We know it's
Spells you cast have Ripple
that's-
4, and then Genesis Wave is putting permanents into play.
Then put them all over. We put any, but I think I might have cast one, but maybe not. I don't remember. We'll have to look back at the recording. I didn't record it.
You didn't record it. That's all right.
So maybe I played it wrong.
You can send Tad your apology letter with the
No,
card.
at that point it was over. Like, the amount of stuff I had out was crazy. Oh, I do want to add one little thing. So I played Storm, and I had I'm gonna mill all you guys out. So I was like, do you guys want me to like end the game now? It was like turn 4 or 5. I was like, I can end the game now, or I could make it fun. I was like, I could mill you guys out. I have enough to do it. Whatever. Like, do whatever. I was like, I'm gonna go the other route. And they're like, okay. So I played that one where it's where you have an ultimate dilemma or whatever, and it's either you mill the top 4 cards, and you take damage for the CMC of the total of the 4, or you reveal cards until you reveal a non-land permanent, and then I get it.
Yeah.
Times 8. Each one of them chose to give me it because I was doing it times 8.
Yeah.
It was insane. It made it even more complicated because I had fucking all these ETB triggers from all their decks, and it was nuts. I was like, all right, well, this card's stupid, but anyways, all right.
No, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Hockey likes that one too.
Yeah, it's a fun card. I that was a late ad. I don't even think it's in the deck on Moxfield. Speaking of Moxfield, if you guys want to check out any of that stuff that we just talked about, you guys can check out our Moxfield because we do have the deck upgrade, so you can check out that.
Yep.
Or just
it's in the
watch
deck upgrades compartment.
folder. Yeah, we have a folder for deck upgrades, so you can see all the ones that we do for all the decks. So, all right, gang, that should do it for this week. We will be back on Monday, and then things will change again for a little bit. But Monday, at least, we'll have our one regular day.
We aim for Monday. We aim for 9 o'clock.
And then everything changes. So
And then everything changes.
yeah. So we might have a 2 episode next week, so we'll see. But anyways, Monday
Oh,
for sure.
Jesus.
Yeah, I haven't talked to you about that yet. We'll talk about that in a little bit. All right, gang.
All right.
That should do it for this week. We will catch you on Monday.
Thanks for listening.
See ya.
Bye.
See ya.
I love boobs, I'm talking tatas. I love boobs, I'm bunkers for honkers. I love boobs, thanks for the memories. I love boobs.